shouldn't be a big problem if it gets a tractor trailer. I say that should be a big problem if it gets a tractor trailer in here. It doesn't really matter when he delivers, right?
Well, I mean, you don't want a tractor trailer in, I mean, even,
I mean, it's gonna disrupt his business, but
Yeah, right, he
it
doesn't
won't
want that.
disrupt Route 9.
Correct.
If you can get the tractor
oh,
trailer.
yeah, right, we know, you know, there's always gonna be cowboys, there's gonna be some joker that comes in to fill up his car and decides he's gonna back into the pump or something, you know, but, and just, what you just gotta speak to those people, management's gotta speak to those people.
Okay, is there, the vehicles that go around in the back and come around, is there gonna be like a sign there that has one way? We're not gonna get people on the other side near the berm to think that they can ride that back section and go back there? Yeah, right there, where you are.
There is a sign proposed.
Yeah, I just didn't see it on the other, is
The
there?
last time I looked at the drawings, there was a sign proposed there that says do not enter.
Okay, all right, good.
Will you confirm that, Dan?
Yeah,
I
because
will,
people will try that, you know?
We'll add that if it's not there, but I believe
Okay.
it's there.
Okay.
And that includes for the cars that would be coming in for the oil change would be going.
Nobody should go back that way. The idea is have everybody go this way.
Okay. Okay, any other questions from the group? Okay, we'll open up to the public. I would ask that if you're coming forward, that you give your name. Any comments? Okay. Make a motion to close the public hearing. Neil, Kim second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think what I would like to do is get some of the extensions done first before we get into the applications. Can we start off with Gex? Realignment of property line, 24 Hummingbird Lane, Garrison, request for a 90-day extension.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for your time. Chris Marconi and Evelyn Gex. We're requesting a 90-day extension. We got information back from the Board of Health, but we had 10 conditions to adhere to, and one of them was getting the DEC down to sign off on the delineated wetlands, which happened today, so we are making progress.
Okay.
But we will need another extension too.
Okay.
And our current extension ends on November 8th of 2012. So we would ask for the extension past 90 days past that.
Yeah, I was under the impression it was November 17th.
Even better. Okay.
I thought the original approval was on February 17th.
Okay. I must have
We'll
miscounted.
check that one way or the other, but it's one of the two. I had it as February 17th.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the fourth extension request, but they are moving forward with the project, as you can see, and this will probably be the last, you think?
I will hope. We're hoping.
Okay, well, as long as you continue to moving forward, no
We
conditions have changed, then
And we are.
there's no problem with the board granting an extension.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, any comments from anyone? Okay, can I get a motion to grant the extension? Neil, second. Darrell, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Have a good night. Okay, next would be Vaughn Hammond Corporation. Site plan approval, Route 9, Cold Spring, request for a second one-year extension of site plan approval.
We have a similar situation as was just discussed. We have, our big dilemma was trying to get an easement to the town for drainage. They want to take the Lane Gate Road drainage routed through the property and then under Route 9, because they have a big problem at that intersection with washouts and stuff. That took forever. Frankly, the biggest problem problem was the bank being unwilling to release the easement from the mortgage. And and it just took forever. In fact, they're changing banks now as a result of that. That was recently accomplished. I don't have the date. I haven't seen the document on file, but Roger's been out there and he's building the drain. He has the easement and he's been building the drainage. So now we're just tidying things up, and they're working on a loan so they can finish it up and get going as soon as possible.
Okay, this particular one expires when?
This one expires, let's see, October 21st.
Okay.
Just by way of background on this, and I won't take up a lot of time, this was approved under the old code.
Okay.
And under the old code, it's 17538, the initial approval was for 1 year, and the board could thereafter grant 1 year approvals. The code specifically said 1 year. The new code, 17568, says that you grant, again, site plan approval for 1 year, and after that you can grant 6-month extensions, and then additional extensions upon a showing of hardship or extenuating circumstances. Doesn't really say whether the additional extensions are 6 months or are for 1 year. I would think the giving you the ability to extend it for 6 months would imply that probably 6 months is the appropriate amount of time to extend site plans, that are approved under the new code. So for those, you would give 6-month extensions. This one, however, like I said, was approved under the old code, so this one gets a 1 year extension.
Okay. Okay, any comments? Okay, can I get a motion to extend for a one year extension? Kim makes the motion, second.
I'll second.
Kerry will second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
So when are we going to return to SNK? Normally there's a discussion about how to move forward.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do that now then.
I believe this is going to the county. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it's going to the county as back.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
referral
Yeah.
has been made. I have not seen a response from the county.
Okay. 239 referral.
You've seen our technical review.
Right.
There's a
Yes.
few issues that we want the applicant to respond to, just for the record, just to have it in front of the file. The board is aware that the project lies within the Clove Creek Aquifer Overlay District. There's specific requirements that are contained in sections 175-16D and E7 that should be responded to by the applicant to identify how his proposal conforms with those requirements. Additionally, and as he touched on in his presentation earlier tonight, we wish to have the applicant respond to the possibility of additional staff that may be employed on the project site, and document for the record the adequacy of the existing on-site water and septic systems. Again, just to put in your records prior to an action by the board. We raised a question relative to project signage, just identifying that if there's any changes in signage, that should be identified on plan, or otherwise the applicant can just denote on plan that no changes are planned.
Right.
Relative to impervious coverage, the board has seen this before. The existing impervious surface coverage at the site is in excess of the 50% maximum established by code. However, this represents a pre-existing condition, and it's not being made any more non-conforming by this applicant, by this application. I've asked the attorney to respond to that issue as to whether that permits you to move this forward, or whether any action by the ZBA is required? I'll turn to Steve.
No, that's a prior existing condition, and further, under the new site plan regs, if it's not something that's being changed, you're really not supposed to, make conditions on that as far as grant of site plan. They're not proposing any more pavement, so
No.
it's really not an issue on this application.
This condition, was this here when they did the original site plan, the last site plan?
Is there any change in impervious surface from the prior site plan approval?
No, there's no change in the purpose surface.
Did they get a variance at the time?
I got site plan.
Could not tell you.
I don't know, I didn't do that site plan, I don't know.
I mean, they might have a variance.
Well, they have an approved site plan that shows it, so it's really not something that you get into. I mean, if the building inspector were to dig into the past and decide that there's a problem there, well, so be it, that's code enforcement. You have an approved site plan, you have an application to amend that site plan. It appears from the approved site plan that you have a pre-existing condition as to pavement. They're not making changes as to pavement on this new application. It's just not an issue for you to get into.